Good morning, fourth graders. This video will help you with the prepositions and prepositional phrases for the story Moonwalk. All right, so when we think about this, a preposition, it has that word position in it. So it's talking about where something is. So it says a preposition begins a group of words called a prepositional phrase. A prepositional phrase ends with a noun or a pronoun called the object of the preposition. The preposition shows how the object of the preposition is related to other words in the sentence. A prepositional phrase can be used to tell where, when, how, or which one. So it says preposition. We took our rocket into outer space. Prepositional phrase was into outer space, and the object of the preposition was outer space. So into tells us where. That was the phrase, into outer space, and where did they take? The noun was outer space. Sometimes you can combine two sentences with prepositional phrases. The astronauts studied the moon. They saw craters there. So we combined to make it the astronauts studied craters, and then where was it? On the moon. Common prepositions: about, above, across, after, along, around, at, behind, below, beneath, between, by, for, from, in, into, of, on, over, through, to, under, upon, with, and without. So this was definitely a key here that will help us. And there's directions here at the bottom in red, and it says use a scribble tool to underline and circle. A video is posted on today's schedule. So if you went to Mr. Bermudez's class, if you're in that class, in his schedule, he had a Google video that tells us how to scribble. But it's pretty easy. When you go right here, it looks like the line tool usually. It's next to the shape tool, and when you select down, it's the last one, and it says scribble. And so once you do that, you can write all over. And then I can just delete that. All right, number one, use a prepositional phrase in each sentence. Underline the preposition, circle the object of the preposition. Can you jump across that gully? So when I'm asking where we're jumping, it would be across. So the prepositional phrase would be across that gully. And I can type that right here. And then I'm going to use that scribble tool to underline the preposition, which would be, oh boy. Why am I having trouble with this now? There we go, across. If that happens, click on and then click back on scribble. And then it says circle the object, and that would be, I'm going to take a circle and put it around that gully. And remember, you can always do transparent. When I go to this, it looks like a bucket and it says fill color. Just click on transparent and it'll take that away. Number two, don't trip over a rock. And so the preposition would be over. And what are they tripping over? And the answer would be rock, a rock. And then I'll go here and I'll hit the transparent and it'll come back, and I'm going to write over a rock. Number three, gravity on the moon is very weak. And the prepositional phrase this time is not at the end of the sentence, but it's in the middle. Where was the gravity? It was on the moon. So the phrase is on the moon. So I'm going to underline on, and then I can circle the moon. And when it whites it out like that, you can just go to this, fill color, and click the word transparent. And now I can type on the moon. All right, number four, at night, the temperature here is very cold. And where was it at? It was at night. And so this time the preposition is in the beginning of the sentence. So I'm going to underline at, and then where was it? And that was at night. So night will be circled, and then I'm going to take that transparent tool and I'm going to type in at night. All right, number five, each sentence below contains two prepositional phrases. Underline the prepositional phrases. So this time we're just underlining them. And it says, and I can use the line tool for that, the race to the moon ended in triumph. So where were they going? They were going to the moon. So that's one prepositional phrase. And then how did it end? It ended in triumph. And sometimes if you were having trouble, You could always scroll back up and look for some of the words here, and it was in and then to were also there, so they were clues that that was the prepositional phrase. Number 6, astronauts from the United States landed on the moon. So I see two prepositional phrases. Where were they from? They were from the United States. And then where did they land? And they landed on the moon. And so the rest of that would be the subject of your sentence or the noun, and then that's your verb. So the subject has this prepositional phrase from the United States, and then the predicate after the verb was on the moon. All right, I hope that helps.